So I was just scrolling through YouTube and came across a video by this person that caught my eye. The beginning, Undertale, episode 1. And judging by the thumbnail, I could clearly see that it was a Minecraft roleplay, which honestly, it's been a while since I've seen any type of Minecraft roleplay, cause most of the Minecraft roleplays I've seen as a kid were by the Oddities, the Little Club, and of course, how can I forget, Gizzy Gazza. Then I started to think, how many Deltarune roleplays are there? And there's, for some fucking reason, shockingly only 3. That's pretty surprising. Like, why is there a strange lack of Deltarune roleplays? Like, this is Deltarune. Everybody and their mother knows about Deltarune, and everybody loves it. Well, I mean, I guess to be fair, Deltarune wasn't as popular as it is today. Now, there were obviously, been some Undertale Minecraft roleplays, mainly done by Newscape Pro and, probably some other people that I'm not aware of, because, I didn't really bother researching on, the Undertale side of things, because I'm mainly focusing on the Deltarune roleplays and the Undertale roleplays. But, like I said, there's only 3 of them, and maybe there was more, but they got deleted at some point. I don't know. All I know is that there is 3 current Minecraft Deltarune roleplays, with the first one being done by Pixel Dip. Which is funny enough, because legit 2 days later, another channel called John posted their Minecraft Deltarune roleplay. And they're both okay. Like, I wouldn't say they're terrible, but to be fair, most post chapter 1 stuff, in the kindest way possible, was a little lacking in the quality department. But compare post chapter 1 stuff to post chapter 2 stuff, it's literally night and day. Like, remember when everybody thought that Chris was possessed by Carl? They were gonna kill everybody? I literally remember those days. And is that the guy from fucking Dark Souls? Like, damn, I didn't know the Roaring Knight was a Dark Souls boss. So it does have the difficulty of 1. And also a quick shout out to, I can't read this person, because that's how I learned about, or what was reminded of, the post chapter 1, fandom. Because, as you know, like I said earlier, I wasn't really properly in the fandom. But besides that, let's get back on topic. Like I said before, the first ever Minecraft Deltarune roleplay was done by Pixel Dip. And it starts with,
Holy Jesus! What is that? What the fuck is that?
what the fuck did you do to Toriel? Oh no, 3D Toriel is back, but pixelated. No! But jokes aside, this is definitely a choice. Like, all the other characters are also pixelized for some reason. Interesting character design, that's what I'll say. And also, in my notes, I wrote that Chris is a dumbass. That's funny. Anyways.
Hey, that's not the right attitude to have, young man.
Man? In my Deltarune? That's fucking racist. Just kidding, but like, it's pretty obvious that like these role players had no ill intent of, accidentally misgendering Chris, because as you know, during chapter 1 days, Chris's gender wasn't really as well known as it was, in chapter 2, so it's fine. It's fine. It's fine, just as long as they learn from the mistake or blah blah blah. Yeah, it's fine. Anyways, as like I said, I'm just gonna ignore that. Chris, oh man. And Chris proceeds to talk to the viewer about everything, and how Toriel and Asgore are divorced, and how they're sad and depressed, and they miss Azrael, and they make it really obvious that Chris, you're fucking depressed because Azrael's gone. Just by repeatedly saying, "Oh, I miss Azrael." I don't know why they're British now, but they're British now. I wish that he was here. Also, weird lighting texture. Anyways, Chris goes to the restroom to brush their teeth, but there's no more toothpaste. So Chris asks for more toothpaste. Apparently, Torio got 20 packs of extra toothpaste. For some reason, that's an interesting way to spend your money. But besides that, Chris and Torio go outside, and Chris just talks about how they want to be homeschooled and how they have no friends and, doesn't really want to go to college because, Azrael went to college. And in general, Chris just doesn't want to grow up. And Torio agreeing and shit. That's a weird line in my script, but ignoring that, let's take a quick stop to discuss this characterization for Chris. So what do we know? They're depressed. They miss Azrael and a dumbass. And according to my notes, they're basically just an average teenager. This goes with Chris' depression interpretation, which I've seen a little bit here and there, but I will say this is far from characterization in the actual game. But it definitely has a more of a, that to it, or, like a really whiny feel to it, which I'm not really the biggest fan of this interpretation. And also, missed opportunity to do the whole driving to school thing. Just saying, it would have been really cool. Not to mention, I'm sure you could download a quick and easy car mod. Like, come on, I'm sure there was car mods back then.
Alright, let's go. Alright. Bye, Mom. I'll miss you.
Oh, don't worry.
But besides that, awkward hug aside, we're finally at school.
I'm so sorry I'm late, Alphys.
Oh, Chris, we thought you weren't coming today.
Man, I wish that were the case.
Huh? What was that? Anyways, I was just saying that we're going to be doing a group project this month.
What? Group project? Why can't they just be individual projects? I want to be alone.
Lone wolf type shit. And this is also the part where I realized all the characters actually speak in chat. And, the VA for Chris obviously does most of the voices. I mean, come on, like, it's pretty obvious that they're doing Burnley, Tenmi, Jalkitin, and Caddy for some reason. Wouldn't say it breaks my non-existent immersion, but, like, it's pretty noticeable. And also, not to mention, one thing that all these roleplays have in common, that 90% of the dialogue is just the same as the game, which I have mixed feelings about. And like, I'm not saying it's lazy, but it just, I don't know, at times it feels kind of like a dub. Like, so far pretty mid dub, but a dub nonetheless. But the point is, it just sounds like a dub, but in Minecraft. And like, again, I have mixed feelings when it comes to this. Like, when it comes to a Deltarune Minecraft roleplay, I actually like the idea, because unlike the game, where Chris barely says anything, for obvious reasons, this type of media doesn't have to follow those restrictions with Chris, and they're free to say whatever they want, with to themselves and to the characters, like in this roleplay. But so far, Chris is just yapping about everything, and which is something I do appreciate. And like, other characters don't really do that. They just stick to the script, which isn't a bad thing, but I'm sure someone talented enough could do some pretty good responses for all those scripted lines. But so far, now, I'm not saying this person is talentless, but like, they're kind of like, their responses are a little awkward, and dare I say, a bit cringe. But maybe that's just me just being an asshole, but who knows? And also, this Chris is trying way too damn hard. Also, actually, that's not Monster Kid, that's Monster Teen.
Monster Kid, how about being partners, my dude? Come on, we're bros. Not really, but please.
Yo, Chris, my dude. So sorry, bros. You gotta show up earlier in the future. I, had to partner with Snowy.
Howdy, partner.
Bro, he's not a cowboy. He keeps doing that. It's just gonna be fun.
Anyways, Chris does the whole shebang again with, some very awkward dialogue. But besides that, Susie comes in, does her thing, where she smokes, eats the chalk.
Here goes nothing. Hey, Susie. Alphys, asked me to help you? Hey, you found the chalk already. That was quick. Wait a minute.
Chris, what you just saw didn't happen, alright?
Ye-
Your answer doesn't matter anyways. Of course you didn't. But how can I be sure you're going to keep this a secret?
I swear, I don't even know what you were doing. I won't tell anyone, alright?
You say that, but I know exactly what you're thinking.
What big teeth you have.
Nobody in the class wants me around.
No, we love having you around.
Stop lying. Look, if I'm going to be expelled, I might as well get expelled for some real carnage.
Susie.
Nah, I like Toriel a lot. It would be a shame to make her bury her own child. So, instead, I have a plan. We get some new chalk, head back to class, and then you'll do our project, Chris. How does that sound? Again, your choice doesn't matter. I know you're going to do the smart thing. Don't bother answering. Maybe that was a little overboard? What? Jeez, I've been eating too much chalk.
That was close. I can't believe that just happened. I don't know what to do. I'm too alone and scared. Asriel's gone. Dad's left home. What am I supposed to do?
Yep, still doing the whole saying things out loud and missing Azrael.
Huh. Whew. Oh my goodness. That's Jockington's locker. He really likes himself, huh?
Chris!
Right. Coming.
God, could you walk any slower? You're probably not used to walking around without someone holding your hand.
What? No, that's not true. Susie, is that the supply closet door?
Yeah? You scared or something?
Why the fuck is it black and white? Am I watching Spider-Man Noir?
You gonna go in or what?
What? But I thought you weren't scared.
What? Of course I'm not scared! So, we'll go in at the same time.
Alright. I'll follow you, I guess.
See?
The colors are back.
And no chalk.
Yeah. This place sure is really dark, though, isn't it?
Yeah. There's gotta be a light switch somewhere. I think this closet's broken. Let's get out of here, Chris.
Alright. Wait. Susie? There's no exit!
What? You can't be-
Ah!
Dude, that's the most fake-ass scream I ever heard. Not gonna lie, that was pretty mid. But I can't wait for part 2. Oh wait. There is no part 2. Damn. But yeah, it wasn't obvious enough. I'm not the biggest fan of this one. Like, no hate to the creator. But this ain't it, Chief. And not to mention, one thing I want to talk about is that I'm not really the biggest fan of these models. Like, I understand, because clearly because when you look at this person's channel, it's clearly they use these specific types of model slot, which is fine, I guess. And also, the map is like, Honestly, I'll say it's pretty good. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. And I would like to see more, but that's not happening because that was 7 years ago. But yeah, I don't think you're gonna do a fucking second part 7 years later. I'm also pretty sure this channel is dead or something. But yeah, like again, no hate to this creator. You tried your best, and here's a participation trophy. But anyways, on to the next one. By John John. So in this one, Chris also misses Azrael dearly and tells the world that they do. And they're also clearly depressed, but unlike the other one, well, like I said, they're depressed, but they're a little less depressed and more just edgy, annoyed teenager. Your basic ass teenager who likes video games, and thank God Torio looks normal.
I don't even need to go to school. School's for chumps. School's for people who actually want to do something with their lives. All I want to do is sit around and play games. Ugh, a game would be fun right about now. Well, I guess I'm already up. Might as well keep going. God, is that what I look like? Man, I need a haircut. Maybe some eyes. Maybe a new mouth. Ugh, maybe a new body. This vessel is just terrible.
Oh my God, Vessel reference? At least somebody played the game. Anyhow, just like the last one, Chris wants to brush their teeth. Damn. Maybe it's because I don't really brush my teeth during the morning. Because, I usually do it during the night. So, that's why I, find it kind of weird. Unless, for some reason, Chris just really wants to have the whitest teeth ever. And also, just like the last one, they talk to themselves. But this time, the characters like Torio, or more accurately just Torio, actually acknowledge that Chris is talking to themselves, which is an improvement. Not really, but it's something.
To get a partner. Alfie's never has the guts to get someone for me. All the kids ignore me because they know I'm gonna get them enough. Oh. Was I talking out loud?
Are you talking to yourself again?
Every day. It's sort of a
Just
bad
a little
habit.
mumble. Yeah.
Yeah.
I made you some French toast. Are you hungry?
No.
Fuck yeah, French toast. Anyways, both Chris and Torio walk to school because I guess they couldn't afford a car mod. To do a cool ass intro, but whatever. They talk about stuff, and apparently Torio actually knows about Susie's situation and how Susie had a rough life growing up. Which, damn, they kind of predicted their little. Well, first of all, they kind of predicted Susie and Tori, knowing each other in chapter 3. Huh. That seems, yeah, not to mention, that seems pretty canonical.
Looks so nice. Ugh. But I know Susie's.
Also, I fucking love it in this scene. You can legit just see the edge of the world. Oh wow, I didn't know this was a Minecraft flat world.
It's gonna be in there.
Now, do you remember what I said?
Do not put Susie down. Susie has a rough life.
Well, just do your best, okay? I'm sure no matter what, if you treat Susie nicely, then she'll treat you nicely eventually.
Eventually.
Nothing is set in stone.
Just feels like my choices never matter, you know?
Sometimes it can feel that way.
Okay.
Interesting transition. Oh yeah, French toast. Eat that shit, Chris. In a school instead of your own house. Also, I forgot to mention, earlier in this video, for some reason, Chris constantly calls Torio Go Mom. Interesting choice. I don't know why Chris in his universe will say that, but I'm just gonna ignore that.
Chloe? That's fine. Hey, guess I can't be partners with you. I'm not even gonna.
Also, that's literally just a fucking PNG of Snowy. And also, I'm just not gonna question Burnley. I'm just not. And also, just like the other one, all the texts are simply just copy and pasted from Deltarune. But this time, we can see a little speech bubble that Chris sometimes reads the speech bubbles, but just in their normal voice. At least the last one tried to do voices. And speaking of voices, just like the last one, Toriel and Alphys are the only one with voice actresses. Minus Noelle, because in this one, you know, she doesn't talk.
Are you okay? Do you need help? I think I see where this is going, and I would just like to say, it's okay. I understand if she hurt you. You're a strange, disturbing little snake man. And I hope you get help. I'm gonna go ask Birdie now. You're literally the last person I wanted to ask besides Susie. Because I don't even know if Susie's gonna show up. But I'd rather do it with you than alone, so... You wanna be partners?
And also, is Birdley having a fucking seizure?
Why do I even try? Why do I even...
Oh shit, Chris, your night vision is running out. Man, remember when night vision potion used to look like that? Yeah, me too. Not really a big fan of the green. I liked it more when it was a dark blue.
It's on your head! Hey Snowdrake, hey best bud, you want to be partners? We can be a partner of 3, Elvis, that'd be good. Just me, you, and whoever. Why are you like this? Why were you born like this? Why are you doing this to me? I come to you, treating you like a friend. Here you are, stabbing me in the back repeatedly. Like the Snowdrake you are. Well, we're in dodgeball, I'm killing you first!
Yeah, fuck you, Snowdrake, and wait, what the fuck? Part 1 just ends? Okay. Okay, part 2.
Am I late?
Is Susie fucking British?
I don't want to be in a group with him.
Me. Okay, anyway, we can start right there. According to my notes, the dialogue is also word for word, which apparently... Hold on. Sorry, I thought I had a fucking sneeze, but like I was saying, like I said, in my notes, apparently the dialogue is, again, word for word, but it feels more natural. Huh. I guess this person, you know, did a better job of making it sound more natural. Huh. Good job. Anyways, the scene with Chris and Susie plays pretty much the same as the game, but with the fact that Chris actually shuts the fuck up due to, you know, Susie's team not playing. Anyways, after this scene, I think it's finally time to properly talk about this Chris's characterization and how they definitely went more with the, like, you know, like I said earlier, the classic edgy teen trope where they're like, man, my life fucking sucks and I'm pissed off all the time and stuff. And this interpretation definitely also goes with the Chris's envious of Azrael, you know, with living in his shadow. Cause, you know, everybody loves and adores Azrael, and he has a fuck ton of trophies, while Chris doesn't. And, you know, they're clearly depressed about it. But, you know, like, they obviously miss Azrael, but they don't just miss him, they envy him. Which is definitely a different interpretation than the first Chris. Not saying I hate it, not saying I love it, but it's different and all. Nah, well, what am I saying? I think I like this Chris a lot more. Definitely seems, well, I definitely appreciate them being a lot less whiny and a lot more like, I don't know about me being, but like I said, you know, just your average teenager. And again, this similar to the other Chris where they're depressed, but this Chris isn't just, flanderized to be just depressed. They're depressed, but with angst. And and they also seem to be more easily annoyed, which unironically I like this interpretation more. It's less season 1 Deku, and more like I said earlier, a normal, angsty teenager. And honestly, I would say the dialogue is a lot better. Still very awkward. But it does work with an angsty teen, especially when it comes to Chris and Susie. And not to mention, especially with the scenes of them, clearly not reading from a script. And just, just randomly talking about shit and bouncing off of each other, which honestly is the reason why I prefer them to not fully 100% follow the script, because it just feels more natural with the dialogue to a degree. But anyways, Chris just roasts the absolute fuck out of Susie.
Just like, hey, let's put up with the purple dinosaurs crap.
Purple dinosaur. Okay, freak. Anyway, let's get this chalk, shall we? Go, you going first. Go ahead.
Oh, what?
Go,
You scared?
I'm not scared. It's just a bit dark.
If you combed your hair back, maybe you'd actually see the door handle.
Hey, hey. Don't mock my haircut when your haircut's like that, okay?
There's a difference between rocking it and what you're doing. My mom cuts my hair, so I know I look cool.
Chris, shut the fuck up.
No, I didn't even get to eat breakfast. I came to school and Toriel gave me some French toast.
Oh fuck yeah, French toast that Chris never ate. I mean, honestly, Susie needs it more than you, so...
Can I have that?
Yeah, you can. I didn't want it anyway.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, freak. I think this closet is broken.
I don't think closets break, Susie.
Look, there's no walls or anything.
No. This is what they call an illusion. The only way to beat a maze is to keep going in. We gotta keep going forward.
So bad. She can get it herself, right?
Yeah.
Then let's split. You coming? Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no, the door's gone.
Hello?
You think you could break through?
No. Ow. I can usually break through doors like it's nothing. Don't you even try. You're just...
What the fuck was that moan?
You're a little manlet and you do not need to do that, okay?
Manly effort. Yeah, I couldn't do it, so I think we should just stop trying.
Is it just me, or do you feel like a tremor in the ground?
I feel a shaking. Oh no.
Oh
God.
Also, I don't know why the fuck in my notes I wrote down it gives me creeps, but besides that, that's the end of this roleplay. Or is it? Because unlike the other Deltarune Minecraft roleplays, this one has different perspectives, or just two different perspectives, where we actually get to see Susie's perspective and find out that she's fucking homeless. Even though it's not canon, it was a popular theory back in the day. Anyways, title card, whatever. So in Susie's perspective, we actually get to see her, as being fucking homeless, or just chilling outside the school, and we actually get to see Noelle and the both of them talk to each other. Or more accurately, Susie just reading Noelle's dialogue, which again would have been pretty good if you got a VA, because this is a pretty awkward dialogue exchange. Anyways, they go into the classroom, which is kind of funny. How technically Susie came to class early and still managed to be late. Classic Susie, never change. And also, while they're in the classroom, I have it said in my notes that Noelle was very small and bad to talking to Susie. Honestly, I bet that's just a canon interaction with Susie and Noelle. Though, obviously, Noelle is not small. She's taller than Chris.
Yeah. Maybe because they're scared to make eye contact here. No, it's fine. I don't know. Noelle, do you think there's anything outside?
I'm just gonna ignore how awkward this scene is. Anyways, Susie, grabs the totally chalk, which I guess has a nice little explanation on, Susie eating the chalk, cause, well, now we know how she got the chalk. And also, I forgot to mention, but the entirety of Susie's perspective, we just have Susie's theme on fucking loop. Well, at least we know why it wasn't playing during the scene where Chris was being confronted by Susie. But though, it does get kind of annoying. Listen to the same song on loop, especially during the second part where for some reason the audio fucks up with the song overlapping and being out of sync. Yikes. I sense some half-assing. Though I shouldn't be talking because it wasn't obvious enough. I think you can guess that this video is also kinda half-assed. Oh, ironic. Sorry, I'm still not used to like talking to like a mic and like recording myself. Let's just say I'm not really a good public speaker, but ignore my insecurities. Anyways, after that scene, with Susie and Noelle, we cut to, the Susie bullying scene where through her eyes, the rest plays the exact same. But unlike, in Chris's perspective, where the video just cuts once they enter the dark world, or, enter the dark world, we actually get to see Susie in the dark world. And it's just a one-to-one copy to the game. Where I actually don't mind this, cause to me, you don't really need like a fancy looking dark world like with the latest Deltarune Minecraft roleplay. It's just that for me, as long as it looks like the game, very simple for the most part, I think it looks perfectly fine and you can easily get away with that. And also, it's the wobbly things. Anyways, Susie activates creative mode to get closer to one of those wobbly things before moving on. And I actually like this approach to Susie in the dark world, cause we actually get to see her in the dark world all by herself and try to figure everything out. Which again is an actual good idea, minus the cringe dialogue. And I wonder how she's gonna solve the puzzle.
Eyes blinded by darkness can see the way. Clue. 2 blackened out eyes and 1 white eye. Talk about a bit obvious, isn't it? Oh no, appears one of the eyes are broken. I can do this. Easy. I don't need no one's help. Alright, what's this? Coal? I'm guessing after darken these two. Ew.
Well, that's one way of doing it. And holy shit, is that fucking Toby Fox?
Hey little guy. He is too cute to kick. Can't be doing that. Okay.
Susie, quickly activate your ability to do a big jump. There you go.
I can hear someone trotting back behind me. I ain't having it. I ain't having any of whatever that is. I'm just gonna slide. Okay. Ugh. Oh no, these weird, whatever these are. No, someone's coming. I don't like it. I'm just gonna hide. If I hide, they won't be able to find me. I can hear them. I can hear them. They're so close. No. They're not gonna find me. They're not gonna find me here.
And another thing that I like is that Susie actually comments on somebody following her, which is obviously Chris, where it leads to her hiding in piles of Azrael's dust. And if this series were to continue, it would continue with Chris, finding Susie, and with both Chris and Susie finding Rouse and other Cookie characters, which is kind of a shame. It's kind of a shame because I would really love to see this version of Chris being absolutely fucking annoyed because of Rouse and the other characters, like Rose Card and shit. Though I doubt they would have actual voice actors because, damn. And with that, for a while, those were the only two Minecraft Deltarune roleplays, which again, they're not the best thing in the world, but they're a little fun, especially with the second one. You can clearly see that the voice actors for Chris and Susie are just friends bouncing off of each other, which is, pretty cool. And, again, it's a shame there were only two Minecraft Deltarune roleplays for 7 years. even if they weren't the most high qualities of Deltarune roleplays, they were at least something. Man, it's a real shame that there was only two Minecraft Deltarune roleplays. If only there was a high quality Deltarune roleplay, clearly made in a time where the lore was a lot more well known, and the person in question was a genuine Deltarune fan who knows what they're doing, and doing a good job at the characterization of the characters. Oh wait, there is. Okay, so originally I was gonna do the other Minecraft roleplay and talk about it, but since I'm a lazy ass, by the time I'm recording this, so far they have released 3 episodes, and god damn it, I'm fucking dying, but that's not the point. The point is that since they released 3 episodes, and since I don't want this video to be like, I don't know, fucking 2 hours, okay, not 2 hours, but like, it'll take a long time because these videos do take a while to edit, I decided to do, well, I guess a retrospective on that series. And, okay, so I'm not sure if I included this in the thumbnail or like their version of the Deltarune roleplay in the thumbnail. But just want to say, if it is there, it's kind of clickbaity-ish. I mean, I do talk about it a little bit, but not really. But I think the point is, I just want to add this little section, is that when it comes to Deltarune roleplays, I think I understand why there's such strange lack. With, reason A being Deltarune wasn't as popular back then, and reason 2 is that it's pretty obvious when it comes to like these types of channels, not to mention with John, which honestly I don't blame them, but it's pretty obvious that like FNAF roleplays were significantly a lot more popular, and like that's what gets you views, which honestly, you know what? Which again, honestly, I don't blame you. Honestly, get that bag, because like Find at Freddy's is, it's pretty easy to do a roleplay with, especially like. Well, Scott like releasing a game like every like fucking like 4 months or whatever, at least back in the day. Like I can understand them wanting to pivot to more FNAF because it just seems just a lot easier to do a series on, and not to mention there's to a degree a lot of creative freedom that you could do with Final Freddy's, which again, I don't blame them. But one thing I want to say is that when it comes to like these series done by by Pixel Dip and John, as much as I think it's pretty obvious. Not to mention, I think they would agree that it's a little on the low quality side, but there's like a certain charm to it. Cause like here's the thing, when I was watching like like the latest Deltarune roleplay. Now listen, it's not that I don't like it. I really do like it, but I came to a realization is that I didn't really grow up with like that story-driven roleplay. Okay, actually no, that's a lie. I did, but like I more grew up with roleplays where it was just a bunch of characters in a setting and just messing around and doing dumb shit. Like for example, the oddities. Like the oddities or Friends of Freddy's. That was just a bunch of sister location characters in a somewhat or more okay, not really sister location, but Turkey Baby's Pizza World, and just messing around and just doing random shenanigans. I really like that type of roleplay. And while watching because I'm a literate hack who can't read, I would just say the newest Deltarune roleplay. I kind of realized that I kind of missed that. Again, it's not bad. It is really good because even as a kid, I was really into story-driven stories, such as Gizzy's Gazza's Ultimate Adventure and like other series. But there was always here's the thing, it wasn't just story-driven. There was a lot of room where to breathe. There were just some calming stuff. Just with some side quests and just fun shenanigans. And even though again these two other micro roleplays aren't in the highest quality, they still have a charm to them. And honestly, it's a shame that these roleplays never got popular, because I could see a series where I could see a roleplay involving with Castletown and that dark world, and maybe focusing on the other kings and making their own separate stories that are not really not lore based. What I'm trying to say is that trying to make it not entirely I don't know, a 1-to-1, but more just do it for I think the word I'm trying to find is just do it for the shits and giggles. So sorry if it sounds bad, but I'm just completely out of script and recording this in a weird time. But yeah, I can see a micro roleplay for chapter 1. Just with a bunch of chapter 1 characters and exploring the other kings, because as King's not the only one, and just messing around in there. And honestly, oh yeah, well, I was about to mention chapter 3, but chapter 2, that is really good for micro roleplay potential, especially with Cyber City. Especially stuff you do with Spamton of just making him just a homeless guy as a joke, because most of these mecha role players won't take themselves too seriously. Yeah, I can see that. Not to mention for chapter 3, I could see, well, first of all, I could see an actual serious role play on the early days of Spamton and Tenna. But in general, I could just see just a funny legit just Saturday morning cartoon and type of micro roleplay for chapter 3, where just them dealing with Tenna shenanigans. I feel that would be good. Again, I'm not against super lore heavy, super accurate story driven things. I think those have to have a place, but I do miss those goofy and just for the sake, let's just do this because we can and it'd be funny, type of roleplays. So I do hope that we see more of those. Again, more a chapter 3 roleplay where it's just for the funnies. And same chapter 2 when one in I guess chapter 4 is a little iffy because that's where the series gets serious. But not really. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to comment because I really wanted to get my thoughts through and the realization I came to. But again, I have no problem with serious story-driven roleplays. They're really good, entertaining too, and clearly high quality. But and not to mention, you could still have a good high quality just for the shits and giggles Minecraft roleplay. Or not, I just realized I'm kind of repeating myself, but I guess that's really the point I wanted to say. I just wish there was more Deltarune Minecraft roleplays that were just made for the fun, for the funnies. I think that's all I wanted to say. So, yeah, again, I'm probably gonna do like a retrospective on the latest Deltarune roleplay because I do want to glaze that series a lot. It is really good, really well done, and yeah. That's probably gonna take a while. This video's probably gonna get like 0 views, but hey, at least I tried. And so with that, goodbye.